How's it going, Warlords? Dark Britain is here for a long-awaited best anime of 2021. Let's get reckless. This is going to be broken into two pieces. Tier 1, which were my best, potentially overall anime of the series, with a little bit of information sprinkled in as well. Now, there are no particular order. All I wanted to let everyone know were the top 5 anime that I felt came out throughout the year. And then in Tier 2 were the outstanding properties, whether it was anime, production, story, what have you. If it really resonated with me on some greater level, even if it wasn't in the top 5, I felt like it had to be mentioned at least here. Tier 1, Odd Taxi. This is a mystery that follows Otakara Hiroshi, a walrus taxi driver, as he goes through life and is unknowingly linked to an intricate thread tying dozens of people together. For normally, I would say this brings together similar threads as to Crash, Pulp Fiction, or Love Actually. And as with those narratives, Odd Taxi weaves them together brilliantly. There are so many standout moments for me. However, I can't really go into a lot of detail without ruining a lot of the plot. So you're just gonna have to bear with me and trust that this is an anime I think made it into the top that you might want to check out. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Tisai Shitara Slime Data Ken. Slime Isekai has a special place in my heart. In the second season, split between winter 2021 and summer 2021, coupled with a slice of life version in spring of 2021, literally forced its way arguably into one of my top anime series of all time. This series follows the reincarnation of a Japanese clerk brought back as, you guessed it, a slime. And like with many characters in Isekai, Rimuru is insanely OP. And when matched with the form of a slime, there are plenty of wacky instances of him being underestimated early on. And matching him in the form of a slime allows us to really be introduced to a nuanced world with absolutely amazing characters. In 2021, we were subject to the development of his town. And for me, the aspect brings this together is a societal one. Later on in this, I will speak about Mushoku Tensei. Shocker, I know that it is even here. But with the town of monsters, we slowly see the development of their way of life and even culture. This cultural development is what sets this isekai apart from the aforementioned jobless reincarnation. We are privy to the creation of a world, not just learning alongside Pro-Tycoon. I adore the slice of life edition that was made during the spring season, and while there are so many components to touch on, I believe the most important takes place near the end of season 2, part 1, after the invasion of Tempest. Now, I am not going to get onto this again because I'm going to get upset. After some things happen in Tempest, we now have to deal with the ramifications. And by we, it's Rimuru. And I am so grateful to not only the writers, but Random Goblin-san, who points out number 1 rule that Rimuru gave them led to all of it. The character development from that point allows for Rimuru to grow as a protag that I really needed as an individual, because he's been insanely naive through the beginning part of this entire narrative. And with this now development, he has the needed caution and sense of urgency as befitting a ruler with so many lives that depend on him. Fruits Basket. Oh, beast, oh my heart. For those that are interested, you can have my initial thoughts on Natsuki Takeya's masterpiece right here. In that Warlord watch list, I go into depth about the themes of the characters, engagements, and interaction. With this entry of the best anime of 2021, I'm just gushing at the feat of sticking a landing to end the series. With Odd Taxi, we had one season wrapped up in a beautiful bow. This had the pressure of not only concluding a plot over 3 seasons, but creating a new overall ending from the one constructed almost 2 decades ago in the original adaptation. And it surpassed that expectation unbelievably. From animation to design of the characters to the voice actors bringing each scene to life to the absolute bop of an OP. And yes, I will admit, as a tattooed, scarred, 30-something weeb, I cried. A lot. The moment that really sticks out the most is the interaction with Maki and Yuki. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about the emotional courage that Yuki has shown in his development throughout this entire story, in being there for Maki, reaching over and cracking that fresh piece of chalk without even interrupting what he was saying. It's the moment when you realize a good friend of yours is taking a step down a path that's going to make their life better. And for me, it's moments like that that truly cement Fruits Basket as one of the top anime of 2021. Mushoku Tensei Isekai Atara Honki Dasu Jobless Reincarnation. For our overall thoughts on the series, shameless plug, right. But for the purpose of the video, I really just want to pay and call attention to the incredible detail that Studio Bind, who came into existence just for production of this anime, did throughout the entirety of this. The attention to detail, the animation, the cinematography, each part was an exquisite view for the senses. From all the aspects that you can really draw upon from this series that could possibly make a recommendation for why to truly watch it, does have to come in the second part of the first season, when we run into Paul. Now, for many, don't like Paul. But for me, he's just a dude who's made a lot of really bad decisions. Up until now, we've traveled the central continent, trying to get Eris back home. And when Rudy follows kidnappers, we see him completely fallen. A brief skirmish between him and Rudy shows the entirety of what has happened to him since then. No words, very little going on, but a lot of understanding when he realizes that's his boy. Things are changing. And people have been struggling while we've been. And on top of that, for Noor to treat Rudy as she did is just a level of character development that was greatly needed, but not noticed when we first met Rudy's family. Mushoku Tensei is brilliant. And as someone who is isekai trash, I love it and I do not care. This is something that will stick with me for a long, long time. Attack on Titan, final season, part 1, Shingeki no Kyojin. Now, there will be a Warlord watch list on Attack on Titan and its themes at a later point, but my Nakama, holy shit. All I have to say is I've chosen my side. I'm a Jaeger. I've gone through too much with this dude to give up now. I have lost too much for this movement and given up too much things to give up now. Rest in peace, Potato Girl. To be jumping off the bandwagon now. But I have to say, Gabby was not wrong to do what she did. Yes, I know. Very confusing to say, but that is the point of Attack on Titan. This entire series is the definition of reckless. The twists and turns that it represents, and a setting that really establishes an amazing aptitude for 2021 and to begin the entire year. There are many aspects of this first part of the arc to depict, but I truly have to draw attention to when Gabby is introduced to the family of Sasha. And when it comes out that she actually killed my sweet potato girl, her parents don't turn on her. But the little girl did. It was insane, that entire sequence. And to see Gabby's face as she realizes the consequences of her actions shows the true horror and shock that comes through the actions of war. And for that to be marked in the realization of a child signifies the impact this show really has. Now, as we go into tier 2, remember, these are just really fun anime, really good premises that I truly think people should check out if they see true interest. Skate to Infinity. I'm not gonna lie, not the big sports fan, but this doesn't really have the over-the-top yelling, animation, and crazy stuff. Somewhat. And even though my boy doesn't get a cool nickname, overall, outstanding from start to finish, and I highly recommend it. Heaven's Design Team. Tenchi Shouju Design Boo. This has been one of the wholesome anime of the year for me that I truly loved. My undergraduate degree is in wildlife biology, so being able to see this behind the scenes look of how God designed animals, truly, truly spectacular. And it's a really good anime for not only scientists, people that are more interested in animals and things like that, but also just families looking for an anime to really try and relate to their kids with. Definitely recommend it for kids as young as 4 or 5. VV Fluorite Eye Song. Overall, this had the best animation of the year, the best soundtrack of the year, the best fight sequences of the year. Granted, a lot of things didn't necessarily hit me as far as the nuance, and the big thing was the time travel. It wasn't very permanent, but it kind of lost me in a few points. However, this isn't something that I would say takes away from VV, and I would definitely recommend it as a top anime of 2021. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid. With this, there are so many moments to draw upon in this adorable slice of life story. Our amazing dragons tackle everything from hunger to pain to boredom to sleep deprivation. All aspects that make us human, we adore seeing our dragons, being able to acclimate to them. And then there's our latest edition that I'm not really sure why I like so much. But yeah, all hail Ilulu! She's my girl, and I'm very interested to see what her dragon looks like. But I have to save that for season 30. The case study of Vanitas, Vanitas no Kate. Now, I am not a fan of Pretty Boy anime, and this one really kind of fell into my lap. The OP originally got me, and then being able to find out that it's steampunk? Yes, and I may have also found out I have a thing for vampires after Arena, but that's neither here nor there. Within Vanitas, we have a very interesting premise, amazing characters, and a very rustic, steampunkish European design. If you are interested in that type of thing, definitely recommend Vanitas as a top from 2021. Katara Sabu Black, Cells at Work Black. A lot of you may be familiar with the original Cells at Work franchise. Lovely, adorable, platelets are a joy. This is very, very interesting. As I mentioned earlier, biology degree. So, being able to understand and see a realistic reference in anime about the inner workings of an adult human body, how do you know it's an adult human? It went very into depth about the reproduction of a male who is not very healthy. Yes, if that interests you, you should really watch this. Thank you so much for joining me as I go through my top anime of 2021 with a little bit of touch on why these were my top. Hopefully you find something that you could take away from, but if there's something I missed, love to hear from you down in the comments section down below to understand more. I'm the Dark Britain, and I can't wait to catch you on the next ride. Stay reckless, warlords. Peace. Hey you. Yeah you. The amazing Nakama that made it to the end of our content. Hi. I'm the Dark Britain with the Runaway Warlords, and I'd like to personally say thank you for being able to check out our video. If you like what we have, go ahead and subscribe. That'll really be able to help you out. If you want to check out another video, we have one right here. And also, we have a lovely playlist for you to check out right there. I'm the Dark Britain of the Runaway Warlords. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. We'll catch you next time. Peace.